Hi, everybody. Honored to be here and want to welcome everybody and thank you. One thing I've come to realize is how valuable time is. Time is money, and you have all chosen to spend your time here to share your love with these two and celebrate their love. And I thought a little bit about what's a celebration, and it's really when we get together and we share joyous moments. And what could be more joyous than to be here with them on their day? So thank you. Give yourselves a big round of applause. And the toast today is just from the words of Paul George, John Ringo. All you need is love. Love is all you need.
Very good day in my life. It really has. It's exciting to have Allie come into the family. Allie is that kind of person you look at her and immediately you're impressed with her honesty, her ability to be herself, to be in love with everybody.
As John's best man, I am honored and excited to talk about him and Allie. And as John's older brother of 7 years, I'm even more honored and excited that many of you have asked, who's older? So, yeah, it's true. So I've known John for 32 years. He is my best friend, and I've been able to see him grow into the man he is today and meet the love of his life, Allie. About me, I am your typical firstborn, ambitious, opinionated, and a little bit bossy. I also can't keep a secret, and I have no poker face. Not 10 minutes after John was born, I was on the phone with our Aunt Rachel, spilling the beans that I had a little brother. I stole my parents' thunder, that I was so excited to have a little brother who I could be buddies with. And John, being the youngest child, is charming, fun-loving, a little bit spoiled, and at times could be a bit of a pistol. One time in New York, he was 3. We were in a taxi, and we were going to the airport or somewhere. John was inconsolably wailing. My sister and I were trying to distract him and say, John, are we in the big orange? Are we in the big peach? And in between wails, he looks at us and says, we're in a taxi cab. Then and now, smarter than he looks. But despite our differences, we've always been the best of friends, and it's always a joy to get to be around John. 2 years ago, John and I, we tried to fulfill a lifelong dream, which was going to see Yellowstone, okay? We planned it for about 8 months, this amazing trip. We fly into Wyoming. We are 4 hours away from the entrance when CNN breaks it due to historic flooding. Yellowstone is closed. And so we stopped in Jackson Hole for the evening to regroup. And we figured, you know what? Let's go down to Zion. And you know what? John had never been to Vegas, so let's also go to Vegas. And I've been to Vegas many, many, many times. And it had always been my dream to stay at the Bellagio. And the Bellagio is a hotel with the gorgeous fountains, the dolphins, you name it. So John, being the youngest and the easygoing, was like, sure, sounds good. Oh, you know what? And Allie has hotel points. I'll ask her to book it. So I'm like, sounds right. So John goes away, talks to Allie. 10 minutes later, John comes back in and says, Allie says the Bellagio is overrated. And we should stay in the MGM Grand. Now, me, being the bossy older brother, was displeased with this woman ruining my trip. So, and also having no poker face, John could tell. So after 10 minutes of a brotherly spat, and maybe half hour of alone time, we came back together. And John said, Charlie, I don't care where we stay tonight, or tomorrow night. Let's stay at the Bellagio. But what matters more to me is that you're not annoyed at Allie. Because I asked her for her opinion, and I'm falling in love with her, and your opinion of her matters to me. And it was at that moment that I knew that this was a special woman for John. And my opinion of Allie is that she is kind, she is loving, adventurous, free-spirited, who brings out the best in my brother. And for the record, the Bellagio is overrated. The MGM Grand is great. So here's to the bride and groom. May your lives be full of love, joy, adventure, and wherever you are or wherever you may go, know that you are always in a taxi cab together. Cheers.
My name is Ryan O'Neill, and I'm Allie's maid of honor. I've known the bride for 18 years. That is over half of our lives, which is pretty crazy to think about. Whether we met at school or at dance, I don't remember a getting to know you phase with Allie, but I'll admit I'm definitely the more forgetful one in our relationship. All I know is after meeting, we were best friends, dedicated to spending as much time together as possible. We even became co-workers at our local ice cream shop, guaranteeing us as much time together. Yes. In our high school years, most of our days consisted of summer concerts, driving around in Allie's Cobalt, scooping way too many ice cream cones, and having sleepovers with omelets made by her dad in the morning. For as long as I've known Allie, she's always been someone who has been able to make me laugh. We find the fun in everything. As the years went on, I came to see Allie's family as my family, and she did with mine. We joined family vacations to Rhode Island and Vero Beach, and we even went to weddings as each other's dates. When Allie moved to Charlotte to start a new adventure, we remained just as close, visiting each other as much as we could. It was on one of my visits to Charlotte that Allie asked me to be her maid of honor. And I'll admit, I was surprised. Surprised because this girl wasn't even engaged yet. She seized the moment while we were together just days before their trip to Savannah where John proposed. She just had a feeling. Selfishly, I like to take a little credit for why we're all here today. Some of you may know Allie and John met on a dating app, but you may not know Allie almost didn't show up for that first date. On February 16th, 2022, Allie FaceTimed me saying, "Yeah, I have a date in an hour. I'm gonna cancel. I don't wanna go." She was determined. She had no reason not to go on this date. She was just burnt out with the dating apps. Fortunately, that day, I was more determined to get her on that date than she was determined not to go. I used everything I had. I kid you not, I even said to her, "Allie, you never know, he could be the one." The second I said it, I understood the gravity of what I was saying. What are the odds Allie's gonna meet her husband tonight? And that was the moment I crossed my fingers, hope for the best, and put all of my faith in a stranger I had never met online. Lucky for me, John was the perfect person to bet it all on. Allie showed up to her first date where John guessed her favorite movie, Remember the Titans, which who guesses that, you know? They went on a second date 4 days later, and things continued to move quickly after that. I got a text shortly after from Allie, "I think I have a boyfriend." And within 6 months, John had moved in. You had a lot of shoes there at the apartment. You had moved in. I didn't meet the groom until 8 months into their relationship at the Meadowlands for a Giants-Panthers game. John was bold that day, showing up to a low-K Giants family tailgate with a Panthers jersey on. But I liked it. He wasn't worried about competitive comments or any heat he was going to get that day. Allie needed to be with someone that would challenge him. And he does just that. Ask them about all of their Jeopardy grades. I could see John and Allie were perfect for each other right away. He matches her love for life, is thoughtful, caring, and always wants the best for others. John's a great dancer. Debatably Kingston's favorite parent. and always tries to cheer people up, even if it means putting sour cream on his face. I have absolutely loved seeing the two of you grow together. No matter what may come your way, your combined energy, love for life, resilience will make you an unstoppable team. John, thank you for being worth all that convincing on the first date. You have outdone my dreams for Allie and are everything I could ever want for my best friend. Allie, being by your side today is the honor of a lifetime. I'm so grateful to have a life filled with memories with you. Someone so amazing deserves an equally wonderful partner to share life with. And I couldn't be happier to be celebrating your marriage to John today. To the lovely bride and groom, here are my wishes for you. May you always find the best concert tickets, enjoy endless sushi nights, and remember that the best days are yet to come. Please join me as I raise a glass to the newlyweds.